What's up, gamers? It's your boy DJ Dave Soccer, and welcome to my first ever match game analysis. I'm playing for 71st Street in the blue as a right winger, and we are playing Dynamo Raketa in the white. Here you can see me warming up, barely. That's my full range of motion. Awesome. Anyway, I get subbed on about 10 minutes into the first half, and clearly just my existence was inspiring because we instantly get a huge chance that just lands on the woodwork. Already I'm making a huge contribution. Here we have my first action of the game. My other winger, Alex, tries to play me the ball. It gets intercepted, and then I make a very creative decision. Despite being a foot from the ball and having an opportunity to get it back, I just run away from it. You know, just like I run away from my problems. I'm not gonna work for it. Okay, so let's move on from that to my first touch of the game. The clip starts here, so there isn't more context, but my head's down, there's clear determination on my face, and just looking at this frame, I am anticipating greatness. So you can see number 7, Matthias, is completely open, asking for the ball, and I also have a little bit of space in front of me, so I have a lot of options. Let's see which one I choose. God, how good it feels to finally reap the spoils of all my preseason training. All right, let's take a look at my next touch. My center mid plays the ball to me. There's a bit of an awkward bounce. I take a bit of a heavy touch, but I regain possession, and then once again, instantly lose it. So now let's actually take a look back and see what I could have done differently. So as you can see here, I received the ball looking away from the opponent's goal. Now, had I taken the time to look over my shoulder prior to receiving it, I would have seen that I have acres of space behind me. So the better choice would have been to just let the ball run and then take it down the line. However, because I'm the GOAT and I like a challenge, I take my touch straight into the only defender in my vicinity. So, next play. Here my right back sends a great ball down the line. I let it bounce way too many times, but managed to hit a nice cutback. Then I panic because I did something kind of cool. So I decided to be more on brand and just launch a shot straight into a guy's spine. It's truly a wonder why I haven't been called up to play in the Premier League. All right, let's break this down. The first thing I want to look at is my choice of when to attack the bouncing ball. I believe I take my touch way too late. The best time to get the touch in is right here, when the ball is just about to touch the ground. It lets you put your foot over it and either stop it dead or push the ball forward. By just letting it bounce so much, it gives the opponent time to close me in and makes my touch more awkward. I do end up cutting in, which is also a fine option, but then I proceed to panic, the same way I do when I'm in a grocery store. That place is fucked. So, taking a look at this frame after my cutback, you can see I have much better options than just blasting the ball into the guy's spine. I have space in front of me and 2 defenders near. Taking a couple touches this way and shooting in the opening would have been better, but the best option would be to just simply pass here to my forward, number 10, Marco, who is completely unmarked and in a much better shooting position. Whoops. All right, next touch. Not a lot to analyze here. I just go with a shit pass. Again, I take the ball not facing the goal. My turn was okay, although it's pretty risky with the defender being so close. I should have taken my touch toward the space, or just return the ball and move into a better position. Next play, our forward TJ takes a free kick which goes off the woodwork, and then our other forward Lyndon is there to pounce and gets us our first goal. Now, as you can see, I was also following the play, so had he missed it, I would have been there to also miss it. Nevertheless, we get our first goal. Now, this first game, my camera woman was not aware that there was more to the game than just me, so she did miss the opposition's goal earlier, so this goal leveled the game 1-1. Next play, the ball gets played a bit behind me, so I have to swing my leg out, but I fortunately regain possession, and I actually proceed to go on a positive run down the middle. You know, I juke out a couple players, and then I send the ball out to my other winger, Alex. This play actually ended up being pretty good. I think the pass could have been just a little bit better. I think it was a little bit too in front of him. Here, Lyndon sends the ball to me. I'm a little slow with my first touch, but I begin driving it down the line, and I want to pause it here. I get my head up, and I see that I have 4 white shirts in front of me, and none of my players are open. Now, the obvious choice here is just to roulette all 4 players and blast into the top drawer, but I'm a little bitch, so I slow down the game, and I wait for my teammates to get in the box. I spot TJ running in, so I turn it back down the line, drive in, and send an absolute banger into the box that no one gets to. This is the face of a man who is rightfully disappointed. It was a great cross. It just needed to be higher and further and be better. Here is another great example of awareness. I know there is a player on my back, but that's clearly all I know. because despite having my forward open on the wing, I take my touch straight into the 3 white shirts. Again, the better decision would have been to one touch pass it off to him and then run into the space, or just take my touch into the space and look for a run from my forwards. Here is my first real chance of the game. Corner comes in, ball comes out to me. I awkwardly chest it down with my weird body, and then try to quickly pull the trigger, but unfortunately just blast it wide. Not much I could have done differently there, other than everything. Next play, I find the loose ball, but then once again take a rough first touch. It's not the worst, but again, looking at the space, a much better choice would have been to take my touch here rather than going toward traffic. Thankfully, I just run into a teammate rather than an opponent, and he ends up putting himself into a shooting position, which gets deflected back to me. I decide to go for an instant pass to my forward, which is fine, but unfortunately, the build-up goes nowhere. I think that was a fine decision, but again, there is space in front of me, so being an attacking player, I should want to go for the shot. Here, their defender tries to clear the ball, but it gets blocked by Linden, and here I have a good attacking mindset, so I just get onto that loose ball and just take the shot. The angle isn't great, so it ends up just going straight at the goalie, but it does earn us a corner. I end up taking the corner, and we get a goal! Disallowed. Unfortunately, as Linden goes up, he shoves his marker, and the asshole ref somehow noticed that. Dick. Good delivery, though. Next up, I take a free kick. It was just okay. Not short enough for anyone to get on it, and not far enough to be considered a good shot on goal. Another corner here ends up being a good delivery. I find a teammate, but it just goes over the goal. Here was a huge chance by Dynamo. I just wanted to include this to give Derek the deserved spotlight. What a save. Here we go again with Mr. Tunnel Vision. I receive the ball from a throw-in, put it under control, but then choose to awkwardly turn and face the defender and just lose possession. I think just about any decision would have been better than the one I made. Like I could have whipped out a hammer and broke both my kneecaps, and I think that would have been more commendable. But let's see what I could have done. When I receive the ball, I have 2 open teammates in front of me. I should just simply pass it back and then move into a better position. Then here is the final play of the game. We are now down to 1. Matthias sends the cross in. It comes out to Alex, who gets a great connection on it, but sadly goes straight at the goalie. And that was full time. 2-1 loss. I think the biggest lesson here was to always look what's behind me and always be aware of who is available and where the space is. Thanks so much for watching this match analysis. I have more to come, so sub if you like this kind of content. And if you have any notes or thoughts on my game or the game in general, leave it in the comments. And let's just get better at this game together, huh? God, I fucking suck. Let's hope it gets better.